सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः। ॐ श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ श्री आद्यशङ्कर सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ श्री श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। Salutations to the entire Rishimuni Guru Devatas Parampara, also to Parabrahma Tattva, as well as the Shruti Mata and the Guru Parampara of this Taittiriya Upanishad. The most sacred activities of Shravanam, Swadhyayam, Mananam, Chintanam, Dhyanam we have taken up. May it be done with the same respect and reverence throughout the day, every of the activity. To begin with, as every day, our chanting of Upanishad mantra for few minutes, followed by our trying to understand what our rishis have taught us through these Upanishads. We take the help of Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara's Bhashyam so that it gives us the clear picture about what rishis are conveying the wisdom to us. In our chanting today, we are doing in the Siksha Valli, the Anuvaka number 5, where Bhurbhuvasvaha, these Vyahurti Upasanas were taught. So, as every day, salute the Shruti Mata, salute the Parabrahma who is hidden the Shruti Mata, salute the entire Rishi Parampara who sustained, maintained and brought up to us these entire Jnanam. Then salute to the Swaguru and bring the mind's attention, intellect's attention, pranamaya attention as well as the vocal cords, trying as best as possible the chanting practice. Let us do it. ओम अत श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्रुतिमातुः गुरुपरम्परायाः गुरुतत्त्वस्य परब्रह्मणः अनुग्रहद्वारेण ऋषिप्रोक्त उपनिषत्प्रोक्त शास्त्रप्रोक्त ब्रह्मानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं वयं सर्वे पारायणं करिष्यामहे। ओम स्टार्ट। ॐ भूर्भुवः सुवरिति वा एतास्तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासामुहस्मै तां चतुर्थीं माहाचमस्य प्रवेदयते मह इति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अङ्गान्यन्या देवताः भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुव इत्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते भूरिति वा अग्निः भुव इति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः मह इति चन्द्रमाः चन्द्रमसा वाव सर्वाणि ज्योतिर्गंसि महीयन्ते भूरिति वारुचः भुव इति सामानि सुवरिति यजोगंसि मह इति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयन्ते भूरिति वै प्राणः भुव इत्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः मह इत्यन्नम् अन्नेन वाव सर्वे प्राणा महीयन्ते तावा एताश्चतस्रश्चतुर्धा चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेऽस्मै देवा बलिमावहन्ति स य एषोऽन्तर्हृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एष स्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुव इति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वाराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणो व्यानोपान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाक्त्वक् चर्ममागस्सग्गस्नावास्थिमज्जा एतदधिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत पाङ्क्तं वा इदगुं सर्वं पाङ्क्तेनैव पाङ्क्तग्गस्पृणोतीति ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगुं सर्वम् ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्योश्रावयेत्याश्रावयन्ति ओमिति सामानि गायन्ति ओगुं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ति ओमित्यध्वर्यो प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृह्णाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानेते ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनाम्हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिप्रार्थनमन्त्रः मन्त्राः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Salutations to the Lord in all forms, the Rishis, Munis, Gurus, Devatas, Shruti Mata and Parabrahma. Shanno Mitra Itra, the mantra, the Lord one alone, because we require His help in various forms, we invoke His various form and Shaktis for our sadhana. Om alone is Mitra, Mitra alone is Varuna, Varuna alone is Aryama, Aryama alone is Brahaspati, Agni, Vishnu, Vayu. There are no two devatas. But then we at our sadhana stage, Upadhi level, we are requiring different inputs or empowerments or strengths. Each of them are given to us by the same Lord in each of those techniques, through each of those expressions. Lord is one, but worshipped in many forms for our various requirements. Keep always that thought in the mind. Now, in our introduction today, what is to be done is using our intellect. And what we have to do by using or for using the intellect is discover the value. What is valuable? Then, depending on that value, discover, be attentive, the importance in your heart. Having known the values, then find yourself, depending on those values, what is important. After that, once you are clear about what is whose value, जिसका क्या कीमत है, वैल्यू जानने के बाद, once we know therefore what is important, then comes the third one, therefore what is to be valued. Unless we find the value, unless we know the importance of that value, we cannot value. Om. Then if it is valuable, then how we have to relate with it to get maximum benefit out of that valuable thing. This is called as life in short, which knowingly or unknowingly do the same. But lack of data is the cause because of which a non-valuable, non-important thing is given value and importance. Once. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So, after understanding these 3-4 things, first is what is the value of what? Thereafter, what is important? Thereafter, therefore, important should be valued. Having valued the important, how that important valuable thing can be contacted with, related with, so that we get maximum benefit out of that important, valuable thing. This is what are the three, four things we have to understand in life. Now, there are two things in front of us. One is the spirituality, second is the worldliness. What we have to use our intellect is to know the value of spiritual life, to know the value of the worldly life. What exactly इसका कीमत क्या है, औकात क्या है? Think about it. Use your intellect and think. Which is what is what value do? And Guru Shastras give the data. Always remember how much data they may give, but it is we who have to take that data. It is we who have to think within ourselves, and it is we who have to come to our own understanding and conclusion. It is a pakka point throughout the life. And what conclusion I come to, that alone helps me, not somebody's conclusion, even if it that of God or Guru or Shastra. So what the data they give us? In spirituality, the goal is permanent. In spirituality, the goal is infinite. In spirituality, the goal is eternal bliss. In spirituality, the goal reached is unconditional. In spirituality, it is priceless. It is effortless. Now, these are all the attributes or values of spiritual life and spiritual goal. And this is the data given to us by the Upanishad Rishis, by Shiva to Parvati, by Sita to Hanumanji, by Rama to Hanumanji, in each of the texts we are studying nowadays, by Sri Adi Shankara to all of us. They give, but we have to clear our we have to make our understanding clear in this regard. थोड़ा श्रद्धा से, थोड़ा मेहनत वाला समझदारी से हमें इन चीज़ों पर गौर करके समझना है कि इसका ये कीमत है. Now the value of the worldly life which we are living. And honestly think, almost in contrast to what was spirituality is seen in the worldly things. Is there anything which is permanent? Is there anything which is eternal? Is there anything giving continuous security, continuous peace, continuous happiness? Is there anything which is coming to us just like that freely, effortlessly? If you observe, very cool, not in an urgency or in any क्या कहते हैं, or rush and a gush. No, think. Then we understand this is what is the value of the world, which you are not giving, which is there in it. So don't give value first. First discover the value, what it has. So value means its all attributes, all its glory, greatness, etc. Now comes next question. Therefore, among them, honestly, unbiased way, if you think, this is what is the value of this is the value of this, then which should be important? It's a very subjective, intricate, internal discussion it is. Though I am saying it loudly, I am not saying it to you. I am telling to myself. I am asking myself. If the value of spirituality is this, if the value of worldliness is this, which is important? Which should be important? Think about it. And nobody should answer you. I should not answer you. God should not answer you. Guru should not answer you. You have to find your own answer. Spirituality means finding answers to my own questions, solutions to my own problems, and reaching to my own ultimate goal. That is Adhyatmikata. So for me, I believe little slowly, though totally I have not come to the understanding that spirituality is important than the world because of its value. Now, next simple common sense, which is again optional, is what? If this is its value, if that is its value, after seeing the value of each of them, with simple common sense. If this is understood to be important, this is not important. Now comes the third common sense point, therefore, which is to be valued. Now, this is again very subjective. Whether it is valuable or not, that will not help us. What helps us is, have I valued it or not? So, what is the entire problem in our life is whose value is what we don't know. Therefore, which is important or not, we don't know. In that, what is being done by us? The most valuable is non-valued, and most important is taken as unimportant, and most unimportant and valueless is given importance and value. And thus, we are lost. Again, it's not the mistake of the mind or senses or body. Nobody has got mistake in this world. Everybody have their tendency or nature. We have to be careful to protect ourselves from the nature and tendency of them. That is our discretion. So the mind has its own imaginations and forces. The senses have its own attraction. But dimag bhi ek Bhagwan ne diya na. Therefore, without blaming any of the instruments or the world, we have to first of all cleanse the rusted intellect and use it for this viveka, in which we have understood or we have to understand what is this value, what is its value, therefore which is important among them. Then comes most important is, therefore which is to be valued. So hypothetically say we have found the value of spirituality is this, therefore we found or thought that spirituality is importance, therefore we have valued spirituality. Let us say we have come to this, let us say only, it's again still choice. कितने जन्म के कितने शास्त्र सुनने के बाद हमारा मन इस तरफ बदलेगा, वो प्रभु की कृपा है, अपना प्रारब्ध अपना प्रयत्न. Therefore I will not touch that personal sensitive thought, but I am just developing the thought here. So once I have found value in of spirituality and I gave value to Vedanta spirituality, then in that also we have to see how many types of spiritual pursuits sadhanas are there. List them out. Is it not? Then each is valuable. And what is which whose value of which sadhana? Among them, which is the ultimate valuable. Therefore, that has to be given importance and value. In this way, even after entering to spirituality by respecting it, valuing it, in that also there are gradations. Okay, gradations are in every aspect. The books you study, the path you follow, the goal you consider, in all of them. So, to cut short the whole topic, the rishis, munis, gurus have told, and it is our choice to think, understand that in spirituality also, the highly valuable thing is the Vedanta Upanishad in terms of Shastras. And the highly valuable and important thing to be kept as goal is the Anubhuti of the Tattva. Therefore, highly valuable, important person in our life in spirituality is the Guru. And which Guru? Who teaches us only that Param Tattva. And therefore, the highest valuable thing in spirituality we have to do, therefore, is what? That satsanga we have to attend, in which that highly valuable Guru is teaching the highly valuable goal through the highly valuable Shastra. Now, all of them, without knowing, we are doing, and that doing is not helping so much because we have not known. Now when you think and know and get convinced, what we are doing, that alone we do, but with more devotion, with more faith, with more commitment, with more consistency, with more application. What we have to do is this only, the best. But if it has to yield us quick results and highest results, these beautiful qualities we have to have. And what brings to us the qualities? The understanding. What we are trying to do last 10 minutes is trying to think loudly or think coolly, think deeply and sincerely, and come to the correct understanding. Therefore, in world, if you see the people, they thought the world is valuable because they don't have the data about spirituality. Therefore, they give importance to the world and they value the world. And in the world also, so many things are there. Artha and Kama, each one has value given to something with less information or data. He pursues that. We were also like that. Now our intellect is getting opened up and we are seeing the value between spirituality and worldliness. So slowly we have to see, is this transformation of understanding and accepting that the spiritual life is more important than worldly. Is it happening in us or not? We have to see. It's all unbiased again. It is your choice. जिंदगी आपकी अपनी है, मेरी मेरी है. मुझे अपना संवारना है तो मुझे सोचना है. Thereafter only am I giving it due value and respect. See, doing something with or without respect has lot of difference. When we do without respect, you don't even enjoy it. You don't get benefit because you don't do well, because there's no respect. But when we value, respect something, have reverence, our attention performance is greater and the benefit also is great. Like some guest came to your house. If you don't have value, respect for him, your attending to him is very, very casual. Then that 1 hour or 2 hours of guest stay there neither gives you happiness nor him. You will also feel कि why did I go to his house? You also feel कि क्यों आया time waste करने. But if you value that person, great. How much wonderfully, respectfully you attend, and there is a fulfillment. In the same way, this spiritual sadhana which we are doing, the crucial question is, have I utmost importance given to it, value given to it, importance given to it, priority given to it? I have to look into me, look into myself. थोड़ा एक गंभीर बात है. If that is not done, then all our efforts will be very superficial and mechanical. Now, after 2 years of studying Vedanta and all so regularly, we cannot afford to continue to be superficial and mechanical. We have to become sincere, serious, deeper in such a way that we don't even care our birth or death or life more than our spiritual sadhana. Is it happening in us? Only after this way convinced to be attentive that all the required and unnecessarily misused resources, whether that is called the time, whether it is called the energy, whether it's called the mind, single pointedly we use it for our spiritual sadhana. Now our energies, our time are going in so many channels. Therefore, we are at bankruptcy when we come to spirituality. Why is it happening? Because utmost importance is not given to it, and importance still is given to the worldliness. Therefore, our time, energy are going for it. It's so simple, it is so logical. There's no manipulation in it, there's no cheating in it, and there's no conditioning in it, there's no compelling in it, there's no conversion in it. Facts are facts. So, if we really value our spiritual sadhana and progress, how would be our mind intellect? In its understanding, in its convictions, in its commitments? Think about it. As a homework I give you. I will not explain everything. So, soch lo. So, what he said is vague so far because of our non application or attentiveness. But otherwise, what he said is very clear. Clear is what? क्या किसका वैल्यू है, इसलिए कौन सा इंपॉर्टेंट है, देयरफॉर किसको वैल्यू देना चाहिए, देयरफॉर अगर वैल्यू दिया तो उसके लिए हमारा कमिटमेंट या एप्लीकेशन कैसा होता है. दीज आर द क्वेश्चंस. And these questions, no guru will give answer. Every guru's answer will be vague because we have to find answer of this in us. When I say we have to, it is more specifically I have to. I have lived my life of worldliness so far, of various types. Spiritual life, little I lived, but I know the examples of so many great people throughout our Shastras mentioned. So, with little of my understanding and their authority, spiritual life seems to be more dignified, more beautiful, more greater, and more special. Therefore, let me give importance value to this more than this. Once the attention value importance given shifts from this to this, half of the work is done. Because no more now the worldliness will bother us. The importance of being worldly doesn't bother us because मेरे को ये important हो गया. जब तक ये important नहीं महसूस होता ना, वही important लगेगा, क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ important लगेगा दोनों में, और जो लगता है उसको वैल्यू देते हैं और उस तरफ जाते हैं. So I understood this as valuable. Half the work is done. The remaining half is now in this how step by step I have to learn, implement, and evolve. And that is the entire spiritual life. And luckily, if we have a guru who can guide us, teach us, it is such a cakewalk path. It's a red carpet path. ये तो फूलों वाला पाथ, कांटों का नहीं है. कांटों का होता है जिनको गुरु नहीं मिलता, है ना, क्षुर से धारा, कांटा से धारा, ओके. But when we have the guru, we have devotion to the guru, full faith in him, then we follow exactly what he says. So even walking on the nails will not give us pain. You understand? Because our attention has the guru. If at all some paths are there where we have to walk through the nails or thorns, we walk through but without pain. If we have that total surrender faith to the preceptor, the guru, because he guides continuously, constantly, like we all seek in our life. 4 days back, I gave this example: a doctor who loves us and honestly treats us, a lawyer who loves us and honestly helps us in legal matters, and a financial person who really guides us as chartered accountant. Don't we seek all the time somebody in this way? Every husband wants the wife to be so loving, serving, understanding. Every wife also wants like that. Every parents want children to be so good. All of them, और एक ऐड करो that I should have such a guru in my life who is so loving, kind towards me, and towards whom I am surrendered. Gurus all are loving and kind. It is we, depending on our surrender, we invoke their kindness, love on us particular. आप गए ही नहीं, जब आप कभी उनसे प्रेम से बात ही नहीं की, उनसे डिस्कस नहीं की, उनके प्रति भक्ति श्रद्धा ही नहीं रखा. Guru is by nature is Vairagi. Why will he involve in us? Is it not? Only when we confide to him, when we take him into confidence and we talk to him, discuss him, show our purity, show our devotion, show our Saranagati, Shraddha, then he also takes us important and he gives us that special guidance, etc. कैजुअल है तो कैजुअल है, सीरियस है तो सीरियस है, सिंसियर है तो सिंसियर है, टेक फॉर ग्रांटेड है तो वैसी है. इज इट नॉट लाइक इन लाइफ ना? ये चारों चीजों में हम एक बार फिक्स होना है. आई टोल्ड यू द अदर डे दैट माय उपासना टू द लॉर्ड आई एम फिक्स्ड, माय सरेंडर टू द गुरु आई एम फिक्स्ड, माय स्टडी ऑफ द शास्त्र आई एम फिक्स्ड, एंड माय आध्यात्मिक साधना आई एम फिक्स्ड. जब तक इसमें फिक्स नहीं होता है ना, ढीला डाला, तो शॉर्ट सर्किट होता ही रहता है जिंदगी में, डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता. डोंट यू लुक फॉर फिक्सिंग एवरीथिंग. कोई भी अभी नल के वाले प्लम्बिंग वर्क कहते हो कि अच्छी तरह फिक्स करो या ढीला ढीला छोड़ दो. व्हाट विल यू टेल टू इलेक्ट्रिशियन? ऊपर ऊपर कर दो भाई, फिक्स की जरूरत नहीं है, ऐसे कहते हो क्या? Everywhere we fix. These are the 4 places we are not fixing ourselves. Therefore, we are always in fix and fits. By the way. So, today's simple but very sublime introduction is what? पहले दिमाग खोल के किसका क्या वैल्यू है समझो. Therefore, कौन सा इंपॉर्टेंट है जानो. Therefore, किसको वैल्यू देना है मेच्योर हो जाओ. Then, if you have given value to it, then you fully involve in it. And involve with all wisdom, with a target or goal that you get maximum benefit out of it. And if you and I hypothetically have taken or given value to spirituality, The maximum we have to gain out of spirituality is what? Getting mukti from the jiva bhava, entering into atma anubhava. Nothing lesser than that we want. And be clear about this goal, and then Shastras are guiding everyone from wherever he is there how to reach to that goal. You and I, as little intelligent, matured person, listen to all classes, collect all the data, and reset the data as to what is required for us in the step by step sadhana. Because Guru talks Shastra is in general for everyone, and Guru talks to everyone. When he talks to everyone, he talks in general. Among the general, only the particular sadhanas pertaining to us are hidden. Those things we have to call out for ourselves, collect for ourselves. Of course, you can take the help of Guru confidential. So गुरु महाराज आपने इतने सारे बताए, सारे करेक्ट है, लेकिन उसमें मेरे लिए क्या करेक्ट? Then Guru will ask you and who in which nature you are, in which upasana you are. Then he will systematically guide. Then you pursue it. पहुंच गए. There's no difficulty at all. Okay. So, are you convinced about spirituality's value, and are you duly valuing it more than the worldliness, and not in the class for 1 hour, every moment throughout the life? फिर पीछे नहीं मुड़ना. This decision of knowing the spirituality as valuable, therefore I value it, again should not be conditioned. It should not be compromised with for any reason. Then सारा मेहनत पानी फेर गए ना. That's what is the problem. We very tentatively value spirituality. Never anything worldly makes us compromise with our spiritual either classes or the studies or the contemplations or sadhanas. And that is how हम आगे बढ़ ही नहीं रहे. और remember ये जो from the world the calls जो होते हैं ना pullings कभी भी नहीं रुकते. बिकॉज इट हैज इट्स ओन वे. कभी भी नहीं रुकते हैं. ये हमको वैल्यू देना है, किसको हमको समझना है किसको वैल्यू देना. एंड इवन इफ आई नो स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज वैल्यूएबल, the other worldliness should not be abruptly cut, as told in the present Anuvakam, fulfilling all their duties outside, inside, devaluing it. Slowly we have to declutch. The slowly within ourselves we have to disconnect from it to establish the connection with the spiritual goal. ये हो रहा है कि नहीं? Every one of you and me have to look into ourselves. This is the den of the satsangas. This is the den of the shastra study. Den means this is what is their gift to us. Okay. Now second point is what? So far we have studied 8, 9 Anuvaka. Most importantly, what we have to carry is as an essence of all these. I will talk about essence of each of the Anuvaka when this entire Valli is over, maybe in a 4 or 5 days time. But as on now, if we want to just have a bird's eye view, in the 8, 9 Anuvakas, what was taught was becoming an upasaka from a careless, indulgent person. Clear? First, listen the sentence. Become an upasaka from a careless, indulgent person. Careless regarding spirituality, indulgence in the world. Okay. And once you become upasaka, what upasana to do? Upasana means sitting near what we are convinced about. Then upasana. Everything is upasana here in general, particularly in language learning, Siksha Vyakyasyamaha, in the phenomenal happenings, the Samhita Upanishad, in invoking the grace of Om for the Meda and Dana and using it for Yajna so that Upata Durtaksha happens, and also starting to do the inner upasana. These are the upasanas taught to us. Outer upasana kya hai? The language, outer world observance and sticking to our duty there. It is in the Samhita Upanishad. And also in the Medha Kamana, Shri Kamana. They are not vague, they are very pakka. They are said in the Vedic language because they are of the Vedic period. Language is of that time, but its applicability is eternal. आई हैव टू लर्न द भाषा। नो, जब से हम ये बात कर रहे हैं तब से संस्कृत भाषा रियली हमने सीखा, मानो हम तो कुछ तो आगे बढ़ते थे। सो वी हैव नॉट डन शिक्षा व्याख्या से हम उपासना। In the same way, what is said in the second, third Anuvaka, what second Upasana, or third Anuvaka, third Upasana. First Upasana is Shanno Mitra, second is Siksha Vyakyasyamaha, third is Samhita Upanishadam Vyakyasyamaha. If we had done that by now, we could have understood the worldly phenomena happening and its glory, and we could have developed respect to the one who is behind that, and we could have also learned the need and art of how we have to be a positive contributor to the outer world so that the outer total world is not crushing us. If that Samhita Upanishads are done with the five Adhikaranas, you understand? Our minds are so distracted. Still, we have value importance given to so many unwanted things. The unwanted things mainly are our wastage of time in entertainments, not wastage of time in doing duties. Among the duties also, some things we give extra value. That can be curtailed, and it's all subjective and personal, and I can't discuss for you. You think for yourself. We were still involved in so many, yeah, therefore we couldn't do the Samhita Upasana, therefore उसका टेस्ट हमको नहीं मिला. So to मेधा, chanting ओंकार को भगवान मानकर chant किया होता तो the mantras would be remaining in our heart. So to the same Omkara we prayed through Yajna for give us wealth. Already we have wealth, but how many of us done? How many yajnas for Antakarana Shuddhi? How many Dana Dharma Karma for Antakarana Shuddhi? From the time we started listening to these Anuvakas in which these upasanas are taught. पहले किए होंगे, बट जब से सुनना शुरू किया तब से अब तक, depending on that the result. And what's the result we observe? The freedom in the heart from the importance given to any things or beings. That is Antakarana Shuddhi. And Shruti Mata promised that through these yajnas, which is done through the wells which we have, our Upata Durita Kshaya happens. Hua kya nahi? What is the sign of Durita Kshaya in the heart? Heart is in Sattva Guna, not in the Raja Guna of ego and desires, not in Tamoguna of sleepiness, laziness. That is called as Upata, the collected Durita, negativities, Kshaya, are removed by God's grace, by invoking God, through doing the Yajna and Upasana with the wealth given by the Lord, which we ask Him. It is like you tell the servants, कपड़े धोना, वैसे पैसे दो, क्यों? साबुन लाना. So you give money for sabun, they get the sabun, they wash the clothes. So too, we ask the Lord the wealths of various types, human wealth and other wealth. सब बताया हमने list. Now I will not go back to all those. With that, you wash the heart, the cloth of your heart, remove all the dirt in it of any value given to anything other than Paramatma. That is called as Upata. In that Upata Durtakshaya, what is removed is Raga Dveshadi Durguna. How they are removed? Because found that they are the cause of all problem, all dukkha, all bondage. Other side, they are the cause because of which I am not going ahead in my spiritual pursuit. Then क्यों रखें खचरा? छोड़ दो ये सब. That conviction is called as removal of the Upata Durita. Thereafter, look into your heart and see every person you remember, but towards no person you have Raga Dvesha. Every object you remember, every place you remember, किसी के प्रति न राग है न द्वेष. That is called as Durita Kshaya happened. Durita is negativities. Upata is collected from the long many lives. तो कोई बंदा याद आना नहीं आना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, अटैचमेंट है तो through raga, through dvesh. And when there's no raga dvesha, then why remember anybody or anything? Then remember God. Naturally that happens. You know, and anybody comes, Atiti Deva Bhava, I take care of them. Anybody calls, I go and fulfill the obligation. Where is the issue? Is it not? And the remaining time, where is your mind attention? In my prayers to Lord, in my pursuit of spirituality. There's no doubt at all. So, if you have really done those upasanas, the results would have come. That's what we are saying. This is how we get cheated by our own mind, by continuously putting us only in samsara, even though the highest goal and the sadhana for the highest goal is already told. अब जो अभी तक कहा वो किया होता, तो जो आगे जो कहे जाएगा वो भी करेंगे तो फिर उसका भी फल मिलेगा। अब जो लोग सुनते ही नहीं आए तो सुनना ही नहीं है उनके जीवन में, कोई सुन रहे लेकिन कर ही नहीं जा रहे, तो नहीं करना होगा उनके लाइफ में, फिर नहीं करो तो फल कैसा आएगा? Yeah, then we came into these internal upasanas, where in every experience the triputi is found, and as a substratum of the every experience, the fourth factor is found. And the value, apart, importance, attention is given to the fourth and not the three. And that fourth in each of the cases, and fourth at the total level. Fourth in the each of the cases, fourth in the total level. The three are called as Bhurvuvasva Vyahrutis. The fourth is called as Maha Vyahruti. And the contemplative aspect, which is a part of the Upasana, how on the fourth the three are superimposed, or how the fourth is permeating on the three, how the three are dependent on the fourth, how the fourth is independent of the three. This contemplation is little important. Clear? Then only the be attentive. The understanding about the presence of the fourth becomes stronger in us. है ना? फोर्थ है नामक बात को ज्यादा जोर से हमको हृदय में बिठा, अदरवाइज वी आर लॉस्ट इन द थ्री. Getting lost in the three is samsara. Getting into the understanding of the fourth is sadhana. Fourth discovered is called siddhi. When that fourth is discovered, the fourth alone is there. Other three are its own anga, its own expressions for the conduction of the vyavahara. Doesn't mean it is real. Like I am speaking to you, it's a conduction, it's a vyavahara. Doesn't mean that really I am a speaker. I am a self in me, in vyavahara, now speaking as speaker to you, or working as speaker to you. That's it. Not that 24 घंटे मैं बोलता जाता हूँ. That's not my nature. But in vyavahara, I speak when required. And that also for a time. After that, ban. In the same way, the three are in vyavahara, expression of the fourth only. Fourth is beyond three. Therefore, I am just giving a gist only. Again, I am not taking every mantra and explaining. क्या देखा हमने, एक idea उसका. After that way, trying to discover the presence of fourth only, that we are given the next antara upasana of discovering ourselves as a vritti tadatmya jiva in the heart. Clear? That jiva, by detaching from all upadhi, discover his brahmanubhuti straight away. That is one way. All Upanishads deal in that manner. In this Upanishad, what is taught is this jiva, instead of getting identified the individual upadhi, through the upasana of the totality, while being in this body, is evolved to get identified the total upadhis. In this Upanishad, this technique is taught. That is why discover yourself in the heart, detach from your upadhis by serving the total upadhi. Thereafter, slowly, consciously detach your identity with this upadhi through the yoga prakriya, and depending on whatever the upasana we have done, we are in the deha, bhurbhuva swaha vyahrutis. When we eject out the body, the Agni Vayu Aditya, that identity you get. Then with the Maha Upasana done, you get identified with the Mahat Brahma. Is it not? Bhurbhasva Maha, four Vyaharitis. Bhurbhasva Vyahariti Upasana done, Agni Vayu Aditya, identity we are given. Maha Upadhi, Maha Vyaharitika Upasana kiya, then we get identification Mahat Brahma. When Mahat Brahma identity comes, the whole life is Apnoti Swarajam and all that. Yet, that is freedom from the limited individual upadhi, yet not freedom from all upadhi. Is it not? Like freedom from the poverty of having only 10,000 rupees, because I got now 10 crore. So that 10 crore I have is freedom from the earlier problem of only 10,000 I have. But 10 crore itself also is a problem, remember. Because you have to save it, you have to secure it, you have to make use of it. टेंशन तो होता है ना जब तक वो है. द सेम वे, चाहे व्यष्टि हो या समष्टि हो, उपाधि उपाधि ही है. वो कंडीशन करेगा, छोड़ना पड़ेगा उसको. बट द समष्टि उपाधि हैज मोर फ्रीडम लैविशनेस देन द व्यष्टि. है ना, 10,000 है, प्रॉब्लम भी है. 10,000 में टेम्पटेशंस भी कम होते हैं, सॉल्यूशंस भी कम होते हैं. बट 10 करोड़ में टेम्पटेशंस भी ज़्यादा है, बिकॉज a lot of money, but lot of problems you can sort out if you can use it rightly. In the same way, if you have become one with Mahat Brahma, there are temptations to use that power again for indulgence. Again, it is a bondage. But that if it can be used for serving the world and all, that is a very good thing. But in any case, one day, even those samashti upadhi also we have to transcend from and identify with nirupadika Brahma. Identify with nirupadika Atma. Please remember, is it difficult to understand? Is it difficult to catch? Just be alert, attentive, it will be caught. So that's how in the Dahara Akasha Upasana we are told that. And then Pangta Upasana, again, it is for the Manda Adhikari, the substantially seeable 5 are told, and we are told to do the Upasana, knowing each individual's contribution, total set ka contribution, and each set of 5, how they are contributing in the total universal gamut. It's all increasing awareness of ours regarding the phenomena happening, so that we are at awe and veneration, seeing the magnanimous totality happening. Same time, our personal ego gets reduced. We'll know that we are only small tukuda in front of that. So the egolessness here, respect there, are the very essential things for giving up this, taking up that. That's why through those upasanas, we are trained with that personality. Then we are told the highest of the upasana of the pranava, in which pranava is to be kept in the heart both as the alambana of Mahat Brahma and Parabrahma. As an alambana for Mahat Brahma, we do the upasana of Omkara, asking Mahat Brahma only one thing: remove all obstacles in my route to walk in the path of Parabrahma. I'm just nutshell telling it. All other details are workable. There are thousands of details. नटशेल में इतना, उपासना महत ब्रह्म का किस लिए करना है? पर ब्रह्म को फॉलो करने के मार्ग में इनर एंड आउटर हर सारे ऑब्स्टेकल को निकाल दे. दैट इज द ओनली पर्पस. स्पिरिचुअली पीपल ऐसे देखना चाहिए. Then Parabrahma Upasana we do, or take Om as Alambana Parabrahma into Upasana. In the deep meditation, we transcend all the three avasthas by merging them in the three matras, and we merge the A in U and Ma, and we become silent Amatra. In that silent Amatra, all the dualities, all the manifestations of Sthula and Sukshma and Karana, like nowadays we are studying in Bhagavata now, are transcended, then we experience that silent, ever eternal, permanently staying Atma Tattva. So that was the eighth Anuvaka. Toward the end, if you see that, Omiti Brahma Prasauti, Omityadhvaryu Pratigaram Pratigrunati, Omiti Pratijanati, then Omiti Brahmanaha Prabhakshanaha Brahmopapnavaniti Brahmaivopapnoti. Ultimately, the Supreme Brahma pursuing person, taking the help of Om only as Alambana, with the conviction that I am doing the upasana of Om, Om is going to bless me, and I am going to have the Anubhava of the Brahma. He did it, he got it. And the in-between gaps to be filled up there are in his pursuit of Om Upasana for Brahma Anubhuti. The knowledge is that of Mandukya Upanishad, where how all the names and forms are dissolved in Om, and Om is dissolved in silence. So, and that silence is the absolute Paramatma Anubhuti. That he did it, he got it. Then while doing that sadhana right from beginning till end, anyway they are in the Gurukula only. Guru is always available. At any stage when they have a doubt, they go and ask Guru. Guru tells, बेटा अच्छा इधर गलत हुआ है इसको ठीक कर अब जा और करो हो गया. Like in a Gurukula hostel, gurus are there, children are there, 24 hours they are together. तो जो भी प्रॉब्लम शिष्य को है गुरु सॉल्व करते रहते. Is it not? What a beautiful life it was. We also should stay some years in Gurukula under continuous observance of Guru, guidance of Guru, so that fastly we do lot of sadhanas. एक जन्म में ऐसे डिजायर करो, जिंदगी भर गुरुकुल में रहकर गुरु अनुग्रह से अनुभव पाए परमात्मा का. बस. Left to ourselves, we enter into the world of so many relativities. All of them are useless actually, but we consider so much useful because of the value given to the unvaluable thing. We are lost. अब तक इतना मेच्योरिटी तो आ गया आपको. आई एम श्योर. So much of pumping, bombarding happening every day. Now in the ninth Anuvaka, which is under discussion, and we have almost thoroughly completed. Only few lines are there. See, very direct it is. I'll tell you, it is so interesting. So simple. What is said, Rutam? Is it not? Ninth Anuvaka मैं आ गया हूँ भाई. एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं. 1 minute लगेगा. Then you can see the summary of it. We move ahead. ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नेयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजाश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराथेतरः तप इति तपो नित्यपौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितपस्तद्धितपः. See, simply, technical language, Bhashyakara's Bhashya, we already studied. That is ultimate. That's beautiful. We try to explain it in our way of life and angle of sadhana also one of the days. Now we are just summarizing. Rutam means what? Is it not wise to study Shastra and be thoroughly convinced about what are our duties according to our position of life called as Varna and Ashram? Because without knowing, we'll be confused. And Shastras are meant only for that purpose. Like without eating food, I'll be weak, and the food is meant there only for me to get strength. Therefore, I must consume food. बिना खाए मैं कमजोर और जोर ताकत देने के लिए खाना है इसलिए खाओ. So too, without correct knowledge, I'll be confused. Shastras are there only to give us correct knowledge. Therefore, Rutam is always in the reference of Shastra to intellectually be convinced and aware about what are our duties at every moment according to our Varna Ashrama traditionally and according to our position in the life of today's world. उस समय वर्ण आश्रम व्यवस्था पक्का फॉलो करते थे. Therefore, that was the language. In nowadays world, वो सब भाड़ में गया. What is there is our position in our life, our bound and due duties. In the duty, always whenever it is said, please accept the presence of both the things. In duty, one duty is to do what is to be done. Another duty is not to do what is not to be done. Both are complementary to each other. जो करना है वो करना भी कर्तव्य है, जो नहीं करना वो नहीं करना वो भी कर्तव्य. Is it not? Sometimes one is said, other is not said. So we think दूसरा नहीं बोला ना तो ये भी करते. Is it not? In duty, there is doing also, the non-doing also is a duty. धर्म करना धर्म है, अधर्म नहीं करना भी धर्म है. So too, धर्म नहीं करना एक अधर्म है, अधर्म करना एक अधर्म है. Double dhamaka. So Rutam is explained. Should we have the reference authority or not to guide us as to be clear about what is to be done at the different positions of our life? नहीं तो क्या होगा? शास्त्र का अथॉरिटी नहीं है तो द माइंड बिकम्स द लीडर. like yesterday or day before Vidraniti, that house or kingdom where a woman और एक जुआ खेलने वाला एक इमेच्योर्ड बच्चा डिसीजन मेकर होता है, द किंगडम और हाउस गेट्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. We studied in Viduraniti 3 days back. In the same way, in our life, if the women of the mana, if the child of the vasanas, and if the habits of the jua kelnewala become the decision maker, our life will be destroyed. Think about it coolly. And in whose interest? By studying the Shastra and knowing what are our duties, Shastra is not benefited, Guru is not benefited, Bhagavan is not, but it is me. I have a clarity. Faith in Shastra, study Shastra, know according to Shastra what are my duties according to my position. All the time. No, ये बात इतने बार सुनकर हम ऊब जाते हैं, लेकिन अंतर्मुख होकर इस बात को सीरियसली नहीं देखते. दैट इज वे आर ऑलवेज विदाउट कन्विक्शन राइट थिंग के बारे में. दैट्स हाउ वी आर लूज लेटिंग लूज आवर लाइफ. That's how we stay where we are. The difference between the one who stays where he is and the one who reaches to highest heights only is this. That fellow took everything to heart. This fellow never took anything to heart. We don't take to heart, therefore we don't do sadhana, therefore we don't grow. Therefore, when this is said, immediately today only study Gita or Bhagavatam, the 11th skanda, उसमें वर्ण आश्रम के क्या रूल्स रेगुलेशन बताए, वो पक्का हमारे नोटबुक में कागज में दीवार पे लिखा रहना चाहिए. See how much clarity it gives when you have that way the authentic knowledge from the Shastra as to what exactly do for our evolution. कितना आनंद है उसमें देखो. The clarity itself gives such an आनंद. Nowadays we are weighing about everything. कुछ भी नहीं पता, कर ही जा रहे हैं, लग गया तो लगा, नहीं लगा तो नहीं लगा. This is not human, it is animalistic life. Human is supposed to use intellect at every moment in his understanding, decision making, and implementation. It's a big subject again, I'll not go into that. Rutam is clear. No, intellectually understood. Will it help us? Convinced. Will it help us? No. Unless you practice, it won't help. Therefore, satyam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha और सत्यम है कि नहीं. जो जाना है उसको प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया, जानकारी का क्या फायदा और जीवन का कैसा लाभ होगा. No, this way thoroughly becoming convinced of this life is called spirituality. Spirituality is not a vague thing. It is pakka at every step in understanding, implementation, and benefit. Therefore, Satyam. That is what Bhagavan Shankara in his Sadhana Panchakam said in the first two sadhanas. Vedo Nityam Adhiyata. Second, Tad Uditam Karma Su Anushtiyata. Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam is Rutam. Tad Uditam Karma Su Anushtiyata is Satyam. Okay. Now, in both these pursuits of trying to get convinced about what is to be done, called Rutam, implementing it, called Satyam, what are the obstacles if we are not able to do? Or what is that which helps us to do? Is it not the disciplining of our outer and inner faculties? Is it not? If the inner and outer faculties are not controlled, we'll be able to have the Rutam and Satyam in life? No. But before even that, the conviction, the firmness that I'll work hard to implement the Rutam and Satyam. So, I'll work hard for Rutam means study Shastra and convincingly know with all logics what I have to do for my own progress. So too, with the same hardship or work, I will implement what is done. This is called a tapasya. Therefore, in the sequence of the items, the tapasya came, the third one. Rutam, Satyam. But Rutam, Satyam achieve karna hai to tapasya karna. Now define tapasya. Explain tapasya. Tapasya is Damaha Shama. Already we have seen a manasasya indriyanam ekagram paramam tapaha. Is it not? The tapaha is readiness to work hard. The dhamma, shama indicate where to work hard. The dhamma indicates the control of all the outer 10 organs. Control, master, manage, discipline, understand, bring it to right direction, purify. भाई सारे आगे उसमें हर बार हर चीज नहीं बताया जाता. एक बार बोला तो उसका सारे मीनिंग समझना चाहिए. I can't say every time Dhamma means all the each of the 10 indriyas in this way they become virulent. With these disciplines you have to control. Control means not using it. Control means mastering it. Mastering means using it where it has to be used. Every time it should not be told by Guru. एक बार बोल दी, like the Paul Maharaj used to say, एक बार बोला याद रखना, नहीं तो एक याद रखना कि तू यहाँ नहीं रहेगा, चले जा. You know, huh? Tapol Maharaj has got 2 apartments, like in Bombay they have. एक, if you listen and remember what I teach, you are in an apartment called Raheja. If not, चले जा. है ना, रहेजा अपार्टमेंट, चले जा अपार्टमेंट, आजा अपार्टमेंट, गिर जा, उठ जा. Lot of the things are there. So Tapol Maharaj said, रहेजा तब तक जब तक you remember what I say. The moment you forget, चले जा. There also we have to know for ourselves that one word is said, all the related meanings are remembered. Okay. Now it is again inner maturity that to practice Rutam and Satyam, I have to work hard. In working hard, I have to discipline my faculties called Dhamma. I have to discipline my Antakarana called as Shama. See how clear the picture is. It's only we have to apply our intellect and understand it thoroughly. Then we are inspired to do. Then, once the faculties are controlled, what Rutam and Satyam, what Shastra says in short for us to do, they are explained in the next. Mainly in that 7 things are told. 7 or 8. What are they? First, Agnihotram, Agnayacha, Rutam, Satyam, Tapaha, Damaha, Shamaha. Or preparations. After preparing, what is said as in the Rutam and what is to be done as Satyam are the next 5. Which are they? Agnayaha cha, explained already. Agnihotram cha, explained already. Athitayaha, explained already. Manusham. These are all said in Rutam. Rutam means in the Shastra as a duties to us. Especially they are all for mainly Grahastha, who while conducting the Grahastha ashrama are exhausting their vasana, not adding the new ones, becoming purified in self and becoming qualified for the next Aham Ruksha Reriva and then Brahma Vida Apnot Param, the higher Tattva Jnana ke liye तैयारी का ये सब सूचनाएं हैं. These are the indications to Agrahastha. And finally, Manusham. Agneyaha, Agnihotram, Atiti, Manusham. These are all the Rutam which we have to make Satyam. For doing so, we have to know that you have to do Tapasya, and Tapasya is by bringing Shama and Dhamma. Shama Dhamma Rupi Tapasya करके अग्नयः अग्निहोत्रम अतितम अतितयः मानुषम रूपी रतम को हमें जीवन में सत्यम करना है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? सुन रहे हो ना ध्यान से? So direct, so simple, no ambiguity, no vagueness in that. A part of it is what now? You thought have done it. Now you want to enter into spirituality, but there is one more duty left. What is the duty left? Continue progeny first. Settle them also like you are doing, and see to it that the next generation also is given that instruction. Then your job is over, because in a human being's life of 80, 90 years, he always has a chance to see the upper 2 generation, the lower 2. Therefore, he has the duty towards all those. For the upper 2 generation, the duty is serve them, learn from them. Towards the lower generation, the duty is take care of them, settle them, and again guide them. Therefore, prajacha, prajanascha, prajatischa. This is our contribution for the next generation. And that's how generation after generation, the life by the jiva should be lived according to Shastra so that they get evolved. See the clarity what Rishi said. If you really look in this way, and so many angles it can be put in like that. But इतना हमको काफी है थोड़ा बुद्धि में समझदारी आ गया तो. And we all are vague in the first one because we never bought the book. But lucky you are all, every day you are given 6 classes of 6 textbooks. So what is said in each of the text, the Rutam is very clear. बस आप उसको सत्य करने के लिए तपस्या का निश्चय करके शम दम से इंद्रिय मनों को कंट्रोल कर कर यू डू दोज 4 थिंग्स मेनली ऑफ अग्नेय अग्निहोत्रम अतिथि एंड मानुष. Agneha means all the household requirements brought. Agnihotra means the upasanas, yajnas done. Atitayaha, when they come to you, when you go there, take care of everybody. Manusham is a summary may in general live a dignified human life. Manusha. Once this is done, you are fully settled. Settled in your sadhana. Then pass it on to next generation, which is also a responsibility. Therefore, prajacha prajati prajanam. Prajacha swadhyaya, prajanam cha swadhyaya, prajatischa swadhyaya. See, now, the second thing is what? While doing all these 12 things, there is no chance, there is no excuse at all for not doing the equally other two important things. Rather, they are more important because they done alone, they go us with us in the next life. They alone evolve us spiritually. What was said so far? All that world are worldly. इसमें आप चीजें जितना भी परफेक्ट करो, still you remain as a bound jiva only. But Upanishads have not come to teach us the values only. They have not come to teach us how to succeed in outer life. Upanishad का लक्ष्य क्या है? Through Brahma Vidya giving us moksha anubhav, is it not? That's what in the beginning we saw Shankara Bhagavan explaining. Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. Brahma Vidya means Upanishadu. Upanishad means Sadehe Dhatoho Visharana Gati Avasadhana Rupam. All that you are told so many times. Therefore, the second thing never should be forgotten of Swadhyaya Pravachana. Okay? In the Swadhyaya Pravachana, specially let us focus on the Upanishads. Because any other Swadhyaya of the Shastra is already covered in the Rutam. Rutam में यज्ञ यागों का प्रसंग आ गया, रुतम में स्वयं का शमदम का प्रसंग आ गया, रुतम में अपने तपस्या से खुद का सक्सेस का बात आ गया, रुतम में हाउ टू टेक केयर ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन वो भी आ गया. So all the worldly things are covered. Therefore, here when the Satyam Swadhyayam is told, we have to, Swadhyayam and Pravacana is told, there we have to obviously, concludingly, or consequently should accept that here Guru is talking about Swadhyaya is Upanishads Brahma Vidya only. Because other than Brahma Vidya is Karma Upasana Kandas, they are already covered earlier. There was Swadhyaya. What is Swadhyaya? Studying the Upanishads from the Guru. Okay, listening from Guru and studying at home, then becoming clear about the Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, its glory, and I am Jiva, I am bound, how to get liberated. All that clarity is Svadhyaya. Implementing it for ourselves and get liberated, thereafter guiding everybody in spiritual goal alone is called a pravachan. Now देखो फिर क्या हो गया इस पूरा अनुवाक का सारांश में 4 चीजें. व्यवहार जानो, सीखो, करो. व्यवहार सबको पढ़ाओ. स्पिरिचुअलिटी जानो, सीखो, करो. स्पिरिचुअलिटी सबको पढ़ाओ. दोनों साथ में. क्लियर नाउ? Rutam Swadhyayam, all of them say the Vyavahara you learn. You practice it. Then teach it to others also, your children and all. So to Paramarthika Tattva also, listen from Guru, learn, implement and uska bhi pravachan karna. These 4 things should be our life. For the Grahasthas. No, as you come to, because remember, all these are taught by the Guru to the disciples who are very young. Context bhul gaya na, to baat we can't understand completely. These not like Dakshinamurti teaching to the oldies. Here the Guru is teaching to those youngsters who have not yet entered into the life. Keep it in mind. And the same disciples will be told later on. Okay, when you finish your Grahastha Ashrama, when you enter into Vanaprastha, there the earlier things slowly get reduced, Swadhyaya Pravachana remains. In that Vanaprastha sannyas mein aa gaya aap, what no need of Sadhyaya because you understood what is the truth. No need of Pravachana because you have to realize yourself first. Never sit and meditate and know the self. Once you know the self, then whatever you do becomes Swadhyaya and Pravachana for others. Because you are a Jivan Mukta. Is it not? So clear it is. Listen this talk again of today. अच्छा clarity आएगा. Become more sattvic in the mana buddhi and more loving our shastras and spirituality. देखो एक चीज पे आ जाना. ये मेरा बाकी जिंदगी है कि सिर्फ परमात्मा प्राप्ति के लिए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. कितना कर सकूं ना कर सकूं सेकंड बात, लेकिन करूंगा तो यही. ये वाला जिद्द रूपी पॉजिटिव डिसीजन नहीं लेने से ना, फिर धोबी का कुत्ता, ना घर का ना घाट का. Very strongly exampled point, but very important also. Is it not? And especially the audience who are above 60, 65, तो यही सोच. छोटे वाले तो अभी कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होएंगे, ठीक है, उनके लिए डिफरेंट. They have parents, they have children, they have so many things to do. But those are above 65. I means age-wise, I am saying, by that age, all duties, responsibilities are expected to have been cleared. सर में जो डाला वो छोड़कर. तो सच पीपल वी हैव टू डू ओनली स्पिरिचुअल इन लाइफ. अब बाकी क्या है बचा है, क्या है भाई, अंदर नहीं जाना क्या? डोंट वी वांट टू कंट्रोल सेंसेस, कंट्रोल एंड क्वाइट इन द माइंड? डोंट वी वांट टू एंजॉय डूइंग दैट, एंजॉय रीचिंग दैट? पूछना है अपने आप को. मुझे अपने आप को कहना है, यार इतने साल से बकबक कर रहा हूं, क्या मुझे अपना ध्यान नहीं करना? क्या मुझे अपने अंदर के आत्मा को नहीं जानना? तो बोलते ही जा रहे हैं. किसके मेहरबानी के लिए? इट शुड कम टू मी, यू शुड नॉट टेल. स्वामी जी बहुत बोल दिया, आप अपने आत्मा को पकड़ो, हमको छोड़ो हमारे. हैं? मुझे तुमसे कुछ भी ना चाहिए, मेरे हाल पे छोड़ दो. यू शुड नॉट टेल मी, आई डोंट लाइक इट. आई शुड टेल टू माई सेल्फ, यू नीड नॉट टेल मी. इन द सेम वे एवरी वन ऑफ अस, हमारा एज गेज देखकर आप कुछ भी हो जाए दिमाग उसके ही लगाए. नहीं तो क्या होगा? वी कैरी द लोड ऑफ संसार टिल वी डेथ. We die with all this load. Next life we will be born with same nonsense. If you want to continue, आपको उसी में मजा है तो ले लो, हमको तो उसमें सजा है बाबा. पहले तो हमको अनुभव पाना है परमात्मा. देर आफ्टर लेट परमात्मा यूज अस द वे ही वांट्स. There is no doubt or ambiguity even little. And how much we are able to do, again it is your own tapasya, your own dhamma and shama. Is it not? वो तो फिर when it comes to practicality has its own conditions, limitations. But what makes you do practice in spite of all difficulties? A conviction. Conviction की बात we are saying. Nothing other than spirituality now. जाना है तो मंदिर, बात करनी है तो spiritual topics, only with spiritual people. घर में टीवी देखनी है तो ओनली स्पिरिचुअल प्रोग्राम. कुछ किताब पढ़नी है तो ओनली शास्त्र. कोई नाम लेना है सिर्फ भगवान का. कोई खाना खाना ही तो भगवान को अर्पणा करके प्रसादम वी टेक. दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग इफ इट इज नॉट डन, एनीवेयर लिटिल लिटिल वी अलाउ द samsara, it comes and takes away other spirituality, again we become samsara. Samsara means again non-spiritual. सबको होता है, irrespective of dress. Like if I stop doing classes, I will be lost in the samsara only. Because anything done other than classes or sadhana is already said by Bhagavan Shankara is dukrum karne and nai nai rakshati sannite kale samprapte. If I am not Mudamati, I must do Bhajo Govindam. If I am not doing Bhajo Govindam, I am Mudamati. Is it not? In the simple shloka, how complete thought he gave. Especially, we cannot go back into the worldly ruts. Those 5-6 people who are regularly listening. बाकी का अपने, and to you also, I'm not telling as a right or authority. I'm just another idea I added. If you like it, you take it. If not, you drop. Anyway, through you, I'm telling to myself. हे भगवान, किसी भी कीमत पर परमात्मा लक्ष्य को छोड़कर और कहीं नहीं जाऊं मैं. ये तो मैं अपने लिए हर दिन बोलते रहता हूँ. Now हो गया. Now we are left with this one more para of सत्यमिति सत्यवचारातीतरः तपैति तपो नित्य पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्दितपः तद्दितपः. It's a very important thought which is with the authority of 3 great saints. The necessity of Rutam Satyam are convinced, are proved, and conclusion, all the 3 put together when they decide, ये सब करने के बाद ultimately तो स्वाध्याय प्रवचनी ultimate तपस्या है, उसी को कर कर भगवान को पाना. These things with Bhashya we will study tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll conclude Navamanuvaka, Dashamanuvaka introduction also, and if possible 10th Anuvaka also we do. This is how 2-3 more Anuvakas up to 12 we have done with our Taittiriya Siksha Valli. Then comes lot of Prashnottari of the Purvapaksha and Siddhanti. Sab padenge hum. Then the most important second Valli, in which the Brahma Tattva is explained. Pancha Koshas are explained. How Koshas have to be transcended to discover our own Brahma Atma Tattva. That will be taught. So let us listen, let us learn, let us implement, let us grow, and let us realize the self and enjoy the blissful life. Okay. Om, 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Vedya Svaishampayane Agnimalkiyad Gurubhyo Namaha. Adhyar Shankara Sadgurave Namaha. Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Tatsat Brahma Arpanamastu. Let us go for our little study of Vidura Niti.